Hey guys, Brian here. We're out here in the shop today. It is about 103 degrees outside. It is very, very hot. But I wanted to bring you out here real quick and talk to you about some of my flea market finds. These are actually from the Saturday before Father's Day. I was at the lake on Father's Day and all that next week, so I didn't have any time to film anything. But I went early Saturday morning, came straight home, and then we headed out to the lake. So this is what I found. I made a couple of shorts on these two items right here. So this is that. I'm calling it a rivet saw just because that's what makes the most sense to me. But it was obviously a watchmaker's because it came with this tool, which is apparently a watchmaker's tool. This part right here, you can see it's got two parallel sides. So you clamp this in the vise. You'd have some round stock, whatever it may be. You turn this to spin the blade. Oops. And you would cut your stock. Then on this side, you've got two 45-degree angles. One's 45, one maybe more of a 30. I'm not sure. But this disc right here has these little slots cut into it. And it has it on both sides. And it basically grinds a bevel on whatever you cut. So you're getting rid of that burr. It's a fascinating little tool. I was super happy to get it. In my short video, I called this a punch, or a watchmaker's punch. Somebody commented on that and said that it is kind of a multifunctional tool, but it doesn't actually punch any holes. It only has one stud with it, which coincides with that hole, but you would have a stud for each one of these, and apparently you would put a gear in here. This would lock your gear in place, and then you could, I believe, cut angles into your gear with it, and it would clock it for you. I'm not really sure how all it works, but it's a great tool. I was happy to get it. The axes. So I found this one first. It's pretty rough, but it's beautiful. It's a double oval Craftsman. Has a nice convex shape. Real skinny here on the sides. It gets fat in the middle. The blade's all there, or the bit is all there, and the pole isn't smashed up too bad. It's smashed up a little bit, but I just couldn't leave it. I thought it was beautiful. Then next, there's this big old chunk of iron. So normally something that looked like this, that's been sharpened horribly and is all pitted, I normally wouldn't mess with. But this is a true main wedge pattern. The cheeks are very, very thin, as you can see. It has a great shape to it. Something on there. I just need to clean it up and work on this bit a little bit, but it's the first main wedge I've found in the wild. And there are some markings up here. They're completely ground off, but you can see at one time there was a stamp. And because it's I own a couple that I've gotten off eBay, but this is the first one that I actually found out in the wild, so I had to get it. And then the one that I was most excited about is a True Temper Kelly Works Vulcan. It's got a perfect stamp. It's a big Michigan pattern. It's all there, hadn't been sharpened back. Pole's a little dinged up, but not bad again. And this rust is mainly just surface rust. There's no pitting on it, or if there is, it's very minor. So I'm looking forward to cleaning this guy up. The handles, I might be able to salvage one handle. The handle on this Craftsman, I'll probably just leave on it and whack it until it breaks, and then I'll make a new one for it. But yeah, I was real happy with the axes. Next was this little Stanley 60.5. These are my favorite block planes. They work great. They've got an adjustable mouth. They got a depth adjuster. You tap them to for your lateral adjustment, but they're just my favorite low angle block planes. They work great. Then my dad is a welder, and I had these two small miniature axes, and one of them was broken completely right here, which he did a pretty dang good job of welding it. You can barely tell. And then this one right here, the whole bottom half of this side was missing, and he put some metal in there for me and welded it and put a little bevel on it, trying to kind of match this other side. But yeah, it turned out really good. These would probably came in like a small toolkit or something. I've got a really pretty awesome collection of small mini axes. Craftsman and Vaughn and gosh, some names I can't even remember, but one day we'll go through all those. The last thing I wanted to show you was this little mallet that I made. I love turning mallets. They're so useful, and you can make all kinds of different shapes. This one had a big void in it. It's black locust, so it's a very, very hard wood, and it's actually very pretty too. But you can see it had a void up the center of it that came out here. I filled it in with epoxy and then just turned a little mallet. But yeah, I actually finished that after I got home from the lake. I got some tree branches I've been cutting up. We came home from the lake. You can see a little trailer over there. I got full of weeds, tree branches. What's up, dude? Got my little girl out here with me. But yeah, I got some trees down over there. We got trees down over here. We got a bunch down in the pasture. We got some trees down back here. So I've got some wood. I actually had some hickory out of that first tree I cut up. So I went over and turned a big old blank for a mallet. I probably won't use any of this for handles. It'd take it a couple years to dry out because I was turning that and water was literally just slinging everywhere coming out of it. So I painted the ends of it with some black paint that I had just to slow the drying process. And we'll see how long that takes. Honestly, it would probably take that, with how big and thick it is, probably 2 or 3 years to completely dry out. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, please leave them down in the comment section and let me know what you want to see next. I appreciate you watching. Have a good one.